cause. For your selflessness. For your resilience. For your compassion. For being guardians of hope. On behalf of Belize and the diaspora, we salute you as this year's unsung heroes.
Hey, good night, good night, good night. Just make sure we get the thing set right. All right, good night, guys. Good night, guys. Sorry to be on so late. We haven't done a live in quite. All right, see, we have to fix that. It starts over. It starts over. I don't want to live so long to that. Alright. Lenny G. Good night, Mr. Lenny G. And good night to everyone. Yeah. From Sugar Roaches, Buenos noches. It's late. It's late, but just want to give a quickly medical update on Triston's biopsy prognosis and as we chart the way forward. Alright? So I want to say good night. It's getting late, but I know who know they're on live, those persons who aren't live right now, who aren't on, they will definitely see this in the morning or tomorrow. All right, so let's talk about Triston's biopsy results. All right, also we'd like to make mention of other stuff in regards to Triston prognosis, but since the only the broke people Mr. Lenny is saying that the only the broke people they up this late. I normally go sleep late. I'm a reader, I like to read a lot. And sometimes I have questions that I can't see on my phone until late in the night. Alright, sometimes guys, many times you're trying to get me in the day, or you send me a message, I won't see it until late in the evening, right up until the night, because most of the time I'm busy moving around the city. Alright, so I don't have time to be on the phone. So that's why I'm always up. Most of the time I'm late at night. Alright, so let's talk about the results. Let's talk about the results. When did I learn about the results? About Triston's prognosis biopsy results. First of all, we want to give big thanks. All right. First of all, we want to give big thanks to the team and the staff of World Pediatrics Belize. Those people work very, very hard, and they are always willing to go the extra mile and beyond when it comes to children. All right. So for those who might not know, World Pediatrics deals with, they specialize in surgical cases. All right. Blessed good night. Who's that? Leslie Russell. Yeah, blessed good night, Leslie Russell. So, World Pediatrics specialize in surgical repairs, surgical cases, but right off the bat, they don't deal with cancer cases. All right. That is why when I took Triston there, they requested a biopsy, and based on the biopsy results, they could have told that this thing is cancerous. All right. All right. This thing is cancerous. So, but we had done another biopsy before the one that they did, and then the mother had done one earlier this year. All right. Proud of my daughter Candice and Miss Milagro. Yes, excellent folks at World Pediatrics. They have been doing amazing work. And guys, before you pass negative comments about any NGO or any organization or any medical facility, public, you need to go and check the history. World Pediatrics have a history, an amazing track history of amazing works done to help so many children from across this country of Belize. All right. I am in tune with them on a regular basis now. I never knew anything about World Pediatrics until I started to doing Ladyville highlights. All right. And thanks for the good job you are doing to help other people. Respect. If you go on World Pediatrics page, they have a page. All right. Don't make assumption that what I'm saying is so. Check it for yourself. If you go on World Pediatrics page, you will see the amazing thing that they do. Only is because they don't post like me. All right, those people don't post like me. I post 4, 5, 6 stories per day. I post and load my stories onto our Facebook page and also on our YouTube page. So if you are watching us, all right, if you're watching us on Facebook and on YouTube, and if you're on YouTube and you're not subscribed to Ladyville Highlights, just hit the subscribe button now. I don't like beg, but yeah, you have to hit the subscribe button and tell them, listen to me. If you miss any story on Ladyville Highlights Facebook page, it will definitely be on the Ladyville Highlights YouTube page, because there are some people who, all right, if I should speak from experience dealing with World Pediatrics, I have a complete different opinion. All right, I'll discuss. As a matter of fact, Miss Young, I need to come and see you. All right, so we can discuss. All right, we will not discuss here because this is a public forum. Miss Young, all right, Miss Keja, we straight. All right, but I need to come and see you because there are some stuff we need to discuss. All right, every organization, we need to understand. Every organization answers to somebody else. All right, there's a chain of command. There's a chain of command. All right, and whenever John Public or anybody from the public attacks a particular organization or attacks a medical facility, you're not just attacking the medical facility, but you're attacking the staff, the workers, the employees, right down to the security. Because that is their that's their like a family. It's like a body. All right. And sometimes we as Belizeans, we just like piranhas. We have to jump and attack and tear down. You know, and we have to stop that. But that culture and that whereby we are so easily and quick to attack people and people character and people organize, even myself. All right, even myself, because here why now? I am a human being, just like all those people who I go and I assist and offer help to. I don't know when a day will come when I will need to go to one of these medical facilities, and I will be solely dependent upon these medical professionals who went to study and specialize in the field of study that they specialize in, to give me medical care. What kind of care will I expect to give if I have been attacking them for so many years? Right? So we have to just tone it down. Sometimes get the two sides of the story before you launch an attack on organizations. And I'll be the first to say, I want to apologize for any attack that I might have done on the, I hope, 3 box of adult book. All right, I'll speak to you. I want to be the first one to apologize to the friends, to my friends, to the staff members, to the workers, to the employees, and to the everybody who comes under the KHMH and other medical facilities. I have no medical training nor knowledge. The little bit I know is from the being around people who are going through certain things or listening to professionals as they explain stuff to me. So, there was a case where a lady came to me and I did a live with her. Alright? That live eventually caused a lot of backlash to our public hospital. And I want to be the first to say I apologize. Alright? I apologize. I apologize to the CEO, my friend. And these people are willing to work. That's the thing. These people are willing to work with us and they are willing to fix it. Alright? They are willing to fix whatever flaw, whatever wrong, whatever something might have not went perfect. Nobody is perfect. We are all human beings. We are subject to faults and mistakes. But we cannot be so eager to want to bash individuals. Alright? And then I also mentioned that these people answerable to somebody. For example, World Pediatrics have an excellent track record. They send out kids from all over this country to the various states where the facilities are to perform very, very expensive surgeries. For example, like the baby from Punta Gorda who went to the States and came back. We had baby Kevaja who went to the States and came back. Those are very, very expensive surgical procedures. But the Belizean child or children, they get the help they need. There are several kids who are walking around right now and owe their life because of the good people there at Belize, World Pediatrics, who send them abroad, make arrangements to be with the medical facility over there and the surgical team, put them up in the Ronald McDonald home, all right? So they know that anyway, and I understand that the Ronald McDonald home is very nice. It's very nice. So they get to go abroad, get the procedure done, and return back with their children. Man, that's amazing. And I say hats off to the staff of World Pediatrics. The kind of recognition and respect that they deserve to get, they don't get it though. But I know firsthand the work they do, and anybody can find it out because it's on Facebook. If you go and scroll on Facebook, you'll see so many Belizean children who have been helped by World Pediatrics. Now there are some difficult cases. There are some challenging medical circumstances that is beyond their control. It is beyond their reach that they cannot do anything about it, or they don't deal with, like cancer patients. They don't deal with cancer patients, and they tell you that from off the bat. All right? So when they can't do it, don't bash them. Understand or just realize that maybe it is something that is beyond their control. All right? So, in regards to Triston's update, I got the results from this morning because me and Triston mom are always in constant communication. And when she sent me the text, I am so saddened. I was so saddened. That thing gone through me because I also have an 11-year-old boy. I also have an 11-year-old son. And it's like I am seeing him compare with Triston, and I say, man, this could have been my son. Triston could have been my son. So it be hard to just right away put out an update. Hey, I get the result is out. Triston have cancer. And later on today, I just see the results being circulated all over the Facebook. some individual from Cayo or Benke who has Triston picture on his sick bed, and that's the next thing. That's the next thing. Yes, Evan, I'll do that, Evan Jones, respect. I saw the thing being circulated, Corozal by Ansel, and being circulated with Triston on a bed, Triston looking sick, and I had tell myself, yo, I have a child, I have a son, and I wouldn't want that particular image of my son being circulated all over the web, all over the internet, all over Facebook, all over buy and sell. If we are to have a mental image of Triston, I want to keep a mental image of Triston in his healthy state. Let that be my mental image of Triston. I don't want to see the boy the way sleep on my bed. Who wants to see that? Nobody wants to see that. For what? We don't know he's sick. We don't know that the tumor really do the boy bad. I don't need to see that in front of me all the time. I don't think nobody else wants to see that neither. All right? You don't mind the updates, but so I don't know the people in Benke who circulating the picture. As a matter of fact, I even learned that there was a raffle being done in Triston's name. And so I asked the mom, I said, who is this individual doing this raffle in Triston's name? And, you know, she said, well, somebody contact her and said they want help and they are prepared to raffle a bureau jar. And that's the thing again. We here at Ladyville Highlights, I know the raffle. I know the raffle for raise funds for nobody. I've never done a raffle. I have no interest in doing a raffle. Raffle come off like gamble. And if you're going to help somebody, then you help from the genuine pureness of your heart. Also, if you're going to do a raffle, how much of the proceeds will go towards the individual who you're doing the raffle to? I might not say certain things. I see the comments and people brought it to my attention and I look at it. And that's when I realized, And I warned Triston mom. I warned Triston mom about this very same thing, you know. Hi, Mr. Albert, where will Triston be doing the chemo? I'm not sure where he will do chemo, but I need to speak to the mom. I don't mention anything if I don't have the right information, but I'm sure that they say that he will be doing chemo treatment. So, when I first met Triston mom, I warned her and tell her that there are people out there who are like vultures. Vultures is a scientific word for what we know better as John Crow. John Crow have a tendency to stay high and they zoom in on what's available down there. Yeah, so the John Crow operate, right? The vultures. Let me use the correct word. The vultures. And I warned her and I said, Miss D, you need to be careful. Your son is sick, but there are people out there in the world who would want to capitalize on your son's illness, and they want, and maybe it was my fault. I should have gone in depth with her and explained to her how these vultures operate. They will first of all ask your permission to do or raise or collect finance in your child's name. And I say, just be careful. While there are some good-hearted people who are willing to help, hey, but there are also those who slip in on the side with those vulture attitudes. Now, again, I see some comments, but I don't say anything. I say, look and see how far this will go. And I look at it and I saw that some of the money have been earned. Whatever was going to get diverted to Miss Lady's account, which is good. No, hey, no disrespect there, which is good. But then I also saw that in one of the comments, or one of the posts, it was said that half of the proceeds will go to Triston, and where the other half going, I have no idea. And then tonight I saw another little girl who has cancer in this fundraising raffle thing. Again, Ladyville Highlights do not believe in raffle. We will not do raffle to raise funds for people, for nobody, for man, woman, or picnic. We don't do it because raffle come off like gamble, and gamble is, well, I don't know, as a believer of the Most High God, when the Lord wants to give you something, He will move His Holy Spirit upon the heart of somebody, and that individual will then give you a blessing direct from the heart, with the goodness from their heart. All right? So we don't do raffle. So I spoke to Miss Lady. I tell her, I say, you need to look into that. All right? You need to look into that because you don't want anybody to capitalize on your son's illness for their own benefit, which is wrong. It is terribly wrong. It is the worst thing an individual can do. All right? And I tell her, you realize, whenever there's anything for you, I come and I give it to you, and I tell you, come check it. Check it. Because I was also in the US for a time, and in the US, there are some Belizeans who believe that people with their estates shake money off a tree. It's not so. People in America work 2-3 jobs to maintain and sustain themselves and their family. They work very hard. And so when I went there and I saw how hard people had to work for their finances, that is when I realized, when I get back to Belize, and I will have a different attitude and a mentality towards people who are in the States, because we have to give respect to these people for working so hard. All right? They leave Belize to have a better life. They leave Belize to try to achieve something good for themselves and their family, but they work extremely hard. And therefore, you cannot afford to want to solicit people funds as if though people shake money in the tree in the US. No. Everybody, even the people who were born in America, have to work hard to pay their bills. All right? So when people send their donations, it is just fair enough that they see their donation goes to the correct cause that it is designed to go for. All right? And so according to Triston mom, they say that he will be starting chemo treatment. All right? He'll be starting chemo treatment. So that's the medical professionals talking there. All right? That is beyond me. I am not a medical professional. I know just enough what people tell me. All right? So I give them their respect. All right? So doctors, nurses, security, and management of KHMH and all other facilities, enough respect to you guys, because nobody wants to be a failure. I know those people are trying and doing their best. All right? Since we have been doing Ladyville Highlights, myself and my wife, we have sat in various meetings with different NGOs and other organizations. Thanks to Miss Catalina Arthurs, I was invited last week at a function at the Biltmore Plaza, a conference, 2024 conference on aging gracefully in Belize. And the amount of the other organizations that deal with the aging population of our country is very interesting. I never know that you had organization Life that helps out elderly people, and other organizations that are doing their own thing in their own corner, but also being effective in helping and giving elder people a different, better quality of life than they would have on their own. So again, I thank the persons from I think, what's the name of the police? Anyway, the Organization for Aging in Belize do that wonderful seminar, and I learned a lot. All right, I learned that while I'm out here doing my part, there are other organizations effectively on the ground doing their part. So we have to give these people their respects when it comes to the work that they do. We have sat in meetings with Human Department, Human Services Department. We are starting meetings to discuss different cases. And they must also be able to understand, guys, that sometimes what happens or what is discussed in most of these cases are private and confidential information. While I would want to say certain things, I cannot say certain things because we have to respect the confidentiality, if I say it correct, and the privacy of people. For example, today we found a gentleman who is homeless. This gentleman is 49 years old. This gentleman has a serious medical condition with his foot. He has a bed sore about this size. And it was not me who found him, it was Mr. Zelaya, the bed sore specialist, find him. And Zelaya find him, and Zelaya treat the man. But Zelaya said that this man don't have no way to stay. And Zelaya says, he called me, and when he called me, I says, man, this is a case for the people of Human Services, because what they would have done, what the people from Human Services would have done, they would have picked up this gentleman, took him to a better and safer place to be, where he will have food 3 times a day, where he'll have a decent bed to sleep on and a roof over his head. We called the people, and they responded to the location where this gentleman was. Right? And before we called the Human Services people, I had a recording going on. Right? And I recorded the gentleman and asking him certain questions. But check this out. Had I not had the relationship I have with the people from Human Services, I would have recorded this gentleman, put it out there, and then bring unnecessary heat and problems and backlash on the good folks from Human Department, which would have been wrong. So what I did, the responsible thing I did, since this is their field of work and this is where they come in to humanitize this situation and help this gentleman and take out of the condition where they, I called them, they came, they responded, and this is what shocked me now, guys. The man say, I don't want to go with Ono. And the officer, the social officer on the ground called me, who was there, he said, Mr. Albert, I just want to tell you that this man say no want to go with we. So I said, what you do? Well, he going to some other person. I was hoping in my heart that the man would have gone with the people from Human Department, because I know for a fact he would be well taken care of. The man said he don't want to go there. Now, how would it come off had I post that video with the condition we find that man in and what he was telling us on the camera? How would I feel now that I had posted that video and terrible backlash would come towards these people at Human Services? And then the public who don't know better start lash and say all kind of mean, hurtful things about these people from the Human Service Department. Not giving them a chance to try to defend themselves or say how they could have addressed and, quell the situation. That is when I realized that there are some people who, they want help, but they want it under their terms and conditions. We also have a young lady who we were assisting. We get her clothes from the States. We get her groceries from the States, because people saw her store and people buy into it. They send clothes, groceries, she even got a little bit of finances. And we can't mind people. Good comment, Miss Marsha. So anytime if she clothes done or no clothes, but anytime if she groceries done, that when the person would have called me, Mr. Albert, could you help me because my groceries done? What? So that's where I decided, all right, let's turn this over to the people from Human Services. The human people on Human Services, again, quickly respond, They pick up the individual and tell them, this is what we'll do for you. We will take you from that environment and put you in a better environment whereby you will have your clean bed, you get your shower, you'll be able to shower there, you'll have your food 3 times a day. The individual said, me no want with it. Me no want with it. No, you can't force big man and big woman to accept something when they don't want to accept. So I tell the individual, listen to me. Unless you take up the offer that the folks are giving you from Human Services Department, if you don't take up that offer, then there is nothing more I can do for you because I cannot afford to mind you. I cannot afford to always be back and forth to you. An opportunity has come for you to elevate from the situation where you are and to improve your living condition, and you decide that you don't want it, then I cannot help you anymore. Furthermore, she was given a free evaluation, medical evaluation, and a mental evaluation, and the evaluation had concluded that such individual need to be on medication for mental depression. And the warning was, if the individual do not go on the medication as prescribed by the medical doctor, then her condition will only worsen and the individual will become one full-fledged crazy mental patient wandering around on the streets of Belize City. A lot of these people who are wandering on the streets of Belize City never had to be to the point where they are, but they refuse to take their mental medication like anybody else who have diabetes or who have high blood pressure. You have to take your medication to maintain balance so you could function correct. Right, Mr. Brian Garden? You can take the donkey to the hill, but you can't force them to drink. So then, not being on medication for such a long period of time, and as just like how the doctor had prescribed or prognosed, the individual condition will only worsen and worsen and worsen and worsen. And again, it will be just another mental person walking on the streets of Belize City. And if we look at what's happening now, the age of the persons who are walking around Belize City with mental problems, it's getting younger and younger and younger. And I ask myself, why is this? Why a big portion of our young people seems to be losing their sanity? What is wrong? What's happening? Why are they ending up like this? I met one individual who I knew from childhood. Alone young people, I know this girl, and when I see her cold seed run across my body because I couldn't believe this is the same girl where I watch go up. And I call her and tell her, come here, baby. And I mentioned to her, I said, you know, I said, Granny Mabel, you know, if Granny Mabel me alive, you know me in this position here. And you know that individual watch me, and all he could do is cry. You see the eye water, they run down. Say, Mr. Albert, why you have to tell me about my granny? I tell her because your granny love you. But because she's no longer on this side of the living, and she had passed away, you have to do this to yourself. Why do you do this to yourself? This not you. And when I see drop it, I water and I cry. That's when I realize she's not mental. She's on drugs. And unless and until she can fight that demonic hold of drugs on her life, that drugs will eventually eat her up and take her. Just like a care, they'll take her. So, when it comes to other NGOs, we must respect them. I have to respect them because I work with these, we work together. They recommend cases to me that they believe I can assist. and I help. Evan Jones wants to join the video. Right now, Mr. Evan. Medical facilities. And the other thing, I don't do recordings in hospital. They ask me to don't do it. I respect the people in the decision. I don't do it. I would call the family members, please come outside so we can do the video and try to get assistance. Now, the assistance that we offer for people with medical issues is that sometimes they are unable to pay for a bill, not a bill, they have a medical procedure test, and they need something specific things done. Like there was a gentleman who had broken his feet, and the family couldn't have the cash to pay for it. Myself and my good friend from Corozal, Kenny Vinjani, we come up with the finance, and we paid for the procedure to be done. So our involvement in most of these medical cases is not to bash medical facilities. This is not to bring embarrassment. We, like everybody else, just want to help. That's all. We just want to help. All right? I don't have the means to help, but there are people out there with kind hearts, big hearts, who are willing to help. All right? And I have also discovered also that 95 of the persons who help through Ladyville Highlights, 95% of these persons are people who struggle like everybody else. We don't have no big time rich individual in Belize they assist us. We don't get no funding from no major banks. We don't get no funding from no major organizations. We get funding from the regular people right around Belize, the regular man and woman, and the regular worker who got a job just like everybody else. And likewise in the States, these are not rich people who help us. These are people who go to their jobs, get up 3 in the morning, get in train, drive 2-3 hours to their job. Still, some of them even sleep at their job. But they are thankful that God has given them a better standard of life. And so when they use our platform to assist somebody, that's what they do. Remember, nobody believes raise it gold spoon at them out, except for the very few. But everybody else struggle. Everybody else had it hard. Everybody else made it make turkey and fried jack until, you know. So as things get better, we standard of life improve. But we'll never forget where we come from. That is the reason why people donate, and that is the reason why people try to bless through Ladyville Highlights. And that is the blessing that has been coming to Triston. We come to Triston, we pass it on. All right, so now Triston needs to do chemotherapy. That has a cost. That has a cost. All right. I think it's 200 or 2 chains a session for chemotherapy. How many people were authorized by Triston's mom to do fundraising? That's the question. Do you know who was authorized? All right. So, like I say, whenever there are some people who are like vultures waiting to see the next available opportunity to fundraising or pick their name. All right. We have heard stories of people who they fundraise and they pick the name and they have never seen the proceeds of that fundraising. All right. Then there was another thing that people was bashing on. Why don't they get that Levi out and get down to the States? Why don't they carry on there, carry on, yeah, carry on? With all due respect to Triston's mom, I appreciate the woman, but we had decided, all right, that's a route to go, not to realize that poor Triston is not even registered. So, my beautiful wife, she had to be making calls to Belmopan, going here, going there, wait in line to get the document to try to get Triston registered. Now, did I put that out there? No. You know why I put it out there? Because John Public is so terrible. I don't criticize the lady. I don't want to eat down the lady. I don't know why I never registered his son. Nobody have no idea when they never registered his son. But if I put that out there, I want to tear down the woman and say all kind of thing and criticize her. Her not register or pick me. So I didn't say anything. So when it came to the issue of getting the boy to fly him out there, how you gonna fly out somebody who is not even recognized as that he was born? No social card, no birth paper. Therefore, how can you apply for your passport? Much less a US visa. So you see all the different things that you guys had no idea, but attack. It's not a healthy thing to do. It's not a healthy thing to do. And again, like I say, privacy and confidentiality in people's life, you have to respect it. Why have you tell her, why I never registered the boy? That's not my business. That's her responsibility as a mother. And any parent who will have one child, you register the child. But I not beat her down for that. Alright? So now, what happens next? Well, what happens next is that Triston has to do chemotherapy. There is a facility at the hospital, KHMH, that is specialized to do chemotherapy for cancer patients. There's also one in Dangriga. I think both of them do the same thing. I don't know which one is better, but the point is the boy needs to do chemotherapy. If that's what the doctor says, then that is where finances will be needed to cover the cost for these procedures. All right? Beside the chemotherapy that Triston needs, Triston will be needing a lot of prayers. All right? Because cancer is a rough, painful medical situation. As we speak, Christian is not walking anymore. You know the walk? They have to back on because he can't walk. I think his mom said when they took him to the hospital, then back on in. So, and with all the various cases of cancer patients I have seen, that is the progression of how this disease behaves. Eventually you can't walk, and then the other thing happened, and then whatever happened eventually until we know what happened, right? So where do we go? What stages? I have no idea what stage it is. The mother never tell me, and I will not see anything other than what I was told. All right? When the tumor was bleeding, they had to give him blood because he had lost a lot of blood from the bleeding from his neck. All right? Do you think I want to show that on Facebook? No. All right? And I said, someone is saying herbs is the best thing for him. So when the tumor was bleeding, he lost a lot of weight. He lost blood and he got weak. That is the nature and the way how most cancers behave. All right? Triston is not the first child I have met with cancer. I think it was last year, 2023, we were dealing with baby Jamie. If you guys remember, baby Jamie, he lived to be 7 years old. Baby Jamie have never set foot inside a school. You know how he thought that little boy, if you say, the brother going to school, the sister going to school, the cousin going to school with their school bag and their new uniform, and he can't go. He tell for him, pa. Baby Jamie said, Daddy, why I can't go to school? And they have to explain to him, Papa, you don't feel good, you sick. Baby Jamie end up the Merida more than he ever set foot in our school. Merida, Belize. Until eventually, baby Jamie passed away. And we were at his service, all right? And 2 days before baby Jamie had passed away. And these are some of the things that you guys don't see on camera because it's not everything we post on camera. As a matter of fact, it's not everybody who we assist we post on camera. I have a story that I will post later on tonight or tomorrow of a young lady who have been receiving a lot of diapers from us over 3 years or almost 4 years. We have never ever posted this young lady. But today she called me to her home and says, Mr. Albert, I need you to post me because financially my family can't do it anymore. And I said, do what? Pay for her caregiver. Along with that, she needs to update her social card status, social security status, and other documents. But the facility is saying you need to come in and get these things updated. Now, how you want to tell one lady who has been sick on her back for 7 years, sick on her back? All right, I will post that story later on tonight or in the morning. She has been sick on her back and she's only 49 years old. Sick on her back for the past 7 years. I asked her, when last have you been outside of this room, outside of this house? 2 years ago. 2 years ago, she has been outside of the house. And she says, I can't do it anymore. My family can't do it anymore. So we now have to rely on the kindness of the public to assist her in paying for her caregiver. So these are some of the things that we face. There should be special accommodation for these kind of people. I agree. I agree because it can't walk. All right? It cannot walk, but she needs to update her social security information so that she can continue to receive certain benefits and access her bank card and stuff like that. All right? So there can be someone from that office who can come with the documents. And then the next thing, I said, but Mama, you could open your hand. She has severe arthritis. I said, Mama, you could open your hand, and her hand is like this. I mean, actually curled up. And it's curled up, it can't loose. Two of them. So I said, but would you be even able to write on the documents of the paper? Guys, friends at home and friends abroad, each day when you and your kids and your loved ones wake up and you guys are in the best of health, give God thanks. Give Jehovah God thanks and praise that you wake up, your hand to work, your foot to work, your eye to see, and you're in your right faculties. Give God thanks, because some of the situations and cases I meet of young people, that's the part, of young people who are suffering with medical conditions that old people does have. That's the part. Medical conditions that old people does suffer with. We, myself and my wife and our lady behind us team, we are now seeing those conditions in young people. For real. And that is scary. That is seriously scary. We are seeing so many people with cancer, various degrees of cancer, various types of cancer affecting them. Baby Triston is one of them. So, we have to be grateful for the health and the strength that God grant us to have each and every day. Because while we can walk, get up, go shop, go out, go watch carnival, go to take trips to Chetomal, take trips to the Keys, and enjoy life, there are persons who can only see the outside because they have a phone. But to be outside, my friend hasn't been outside since 2 years. When she said that to me, my heart sank. Our guest from the States, from Georgia, USA, she said, Mr. Albert, this one touched me bad. All right? So to wrap up, guys, yes, Triston results is out. It's cancer. I am not sure what stage it is. I will need to ask the mom tomorrow so we can do another update. When I find out, I'll let you guys know. But if he will be doing chemotherapy treatments, then they will definitely need your support. Please, if you'll do support, I don't know about the raffle business, and I won't get into it. I don't know these people. I don't know who authorized them. I think when I watched it, they said the individual got permission from the mom. But you cannot have this, they go there, that, they go there, that, they go there, that. Confusion, man. They're saying that Proverbs, too much cook spoil the pot. And we don't want the pot spoil. We want to try to help our sick boy to get back his life, to get back his health. All right? So we can't have a lot of pot the cook all over the place. And then it gives and creates, confusion. All right? Confusion. So we know if he's going to do chemotherapy, definitely the mother will need assistance. And she have no job. She not the work. Along with that, she has 4 more kids at home who they cry for and leave, brother. I picked her up yesterday and I asked her where you going. He said he going home, go check on the pic today. I started asking, how are they doing? How are they coping with knowing that Triston is in the hospital? He said, Mr. Albert, then he cried. Then he cried for Triston, brother and sister. Alright? Then they cry. So, and on top of that, this lady is also pregnant. She's 5 months pregnant. Son sick. This big thing with cancer in her neck. Every so often they spew out blood. And then the blood they come out in a clots now. Which is not, like I say, she say come out in a clots. I am not a medical professional. I don't understand what that means. Maybe I have to go do my research on Google and YouTube what I am seeing, but that is the situation. The boy I know the walk. And the mother is pregnant. That's a lot of stress. That is a lot of stress on her and on the newborn, on the unborn child within her womb. How much can one individual take? So we will end this live, and when I find out additional information in regards to which stage it is, I will definitely make a report of it. Again, thanks to everybody who have been assisting the mother. Thanks to everyone who has sent their donation, but most of all, thanks to those who have been praying for this little boy. I believe by now the name Triston is known from Dangriga to Corozal to the Keys to San Pedro to Orinjoak to Cayo, because he's a child. Nobody wants to see a child suffer like that. All right? So for those persons who are avid preachers and gospel people and people of the Bible, we know that the Bible says, Jesus says, there's power in prayer. Then let's pray for this family. All right? Because this cancer and tumor, this boy neck, is not only affecting him, but they're affecting their home, because, everybody is sad. And then, like bad luck, sometimes the most dreaded disease always come from poor people, man. Lord, we done the struggle already. We barely could make ends meet. We barely could eat. We barely could find food. We barely could pay the bills. And now this, and a lot, how much more individual could take. So, it is what it is. Let's pray for the guy. Pray for Triston. Pray for his mom. And again, we trust that you will continue to follow us. Thank you for your donations. Thanks to our friends in the States who send us adult diapers, who send us medical supplies, antibiotics cream, because there's always somebody here in Belize who will benefit from what somebody else in the States might decide to throw out on the streets or just have storing in their garage. There are so many people here who can do with them. All right. The other day we lost 2 of our patients that we used to assist. We lost Dean. Dean was a guy who used colostomy bag, and we lost Mr. Tenchoff by ghost tongue. Both of these guys used colostomy bags, and when they didn't have it. I understand that they caught infection and they eventually died. So One simple thing like a colostomy bag can save a person's life and determines a step between life and death. So life is real. Life is real, and that's why we tell people to take care of your health, man. Take care of your health. Watch what you eat. Watch what you drink. All right? Take care of this temple. This body temple that God gives us so we can get the best output and the best performance at this body that God has given us. All right? So with that, we'll say good night, guys. And stay tuned. Remember, please, like I said, refrain from attacking organizations who have doing marvelous jobs. Refrain from attacking medical facilities if you don't have all the information. All right? Because these people, remember, when you attack somebody, it's being seen not only in Belize, but by their counterparts in the US. All right? And sometimes these things can be damaging. These things can cause organizations in Belize to not receive funding because of, just false information. All right? So let's not do it, man. It's not fair. It's not fair. It's not fair. Let's not do it. Like I said, these organizations have done excellent work. But yes, everybody make mistakes. Yes, sometimes things like that go as you want. And we as a people need to have patience too, man. We want things done right away. No, there are procedures. There are procedures that must be taken right through to every step for everything happen. All right? So, bless up. Thank you for your support. Thank you for those who donate gas to us so we can move around during the course of the day. Thanks to my friends from Los Angeles, the owner of the pickup truck, who is a big help to us because many times we have to move stuff, pick up stuff, be over the different places. Guys, you're a great blessing to us. Thanks to my friend in Sacramento. Thanks to my friends in New York City. Thanks to my friend in Boston, Chicago, and everywhere else where Belizeans are. Guys, we appreciate you. Our friends in Europe, in UK, Canada, we appreciate you for helping us to make a little bit highlights what it is, being a blessing to those here in Belize, less fortunate than ourselves. Our main goal is to make a difference in the lives of others. Bye.